Ohio State University's Urban Art Space is a forum for students to showcase their creative ideas and their final MFA projects. Let's check it out.
There was a horse and a rider. Everyone has some kind of imagination when they see a piece like that. It could be about journeying. There's another piece that has 3 hairdressing dryers. Then you sit under one of the dryers and there's a story that's going on. And then you look at the armrest and there's a video that's going on. You're thinking, oh, it's the 1950s. Oh, it's the 1990s. Oh my gosh, no, we're in the future. I think around 2003, we thought we need a little storefront so our students can go and show their work. Well, then the Lazarus building became available. The city bought it and they started looking for cool things to do with it. They turned this building of 1 million square feet into a gorgeous, renovated showcase. But we have 10,000 square feet that have been turned into exhibition space. We opened the space on February 8th. 1,200 people came, and it was a huge celebration of the town and the gown. We have right now 30 MFA students that are putting together a show. It's the first time our MFA students have ever been able to show all their work together. And they are having so much fun looking at each other's work, talking, becoming a community of artists where they're giving constant feedback and support to each other.
You're talking about 30 MFA students from 9 or 10 different disciplines and backgrounds in this very lightning fast and intense program, which was, great.
It's the biggest show I've ever been in, and responding to everybody's work and kind of being involved in that dialogue has been really a great experience for me.
And many of them are responding and are inspired by the space. So I am seeing things that just would be impossible in a smaller space.
The structure is a chicken wire armature with fiberglass and plaster over it, and then a faux painting technique.
The 3 dryer chairs, which I've gutted and removed the motors to put electronic stuff in the back.
There's 4 microprocessors to control specifically what's going on, and I've learned the technical skills to do this probably in the last 7 years or so.
To make the work I wanted to make, I would have to travel to somewhere that represented extreme other to me. So I traveled to Kenya and worked in a rural village with children and began exploring these questions.
The story of Benny Binion, who the statue is of, was narrated to me by a guy on a bus. Benny Binion is a casino owner from Vegas, and he had kind of a very mythic American personality type, and he's a moonshiner, gunslinger character, and he's the epitome of kind of the American dream, and at the very same time, a complete perversion of that dream. And through recreating his statue, which exists in Vegas, I hope to relive his experience in some way or create a second vision of his experience.
It's a beauty shop. It's a female environment, and it represents really like this shared female experience that is kind of uncomfortable physically, but really comfortable emotionally as far as like the stories that are shared there and the history that is in every beauty shop, in every community.
My inspiration for the work really started with this fascination for communication. And one of the things I'm really interested in is nonverbal communication. Touch communication can be quite complex, but we don't always realize anytime we touch somebody else or we hug them or we pat them on the back, we're really affecting the environment around us by doing that.
Just being downtown, we want to share our work with the city. We also want to give our students an opportunity to sell their work and to see how some of it might fit into the marketplace.
Ohio State University has an amazing art and technology program. in which they not only cater towards artists like this, but really help us evolve and help to teach us a lot of the processes and techniques necessary to realize works of this nature.
We have a unique, I think, opportunity at OSU with Ann Hamilton and Michael Marcel's studio bringing in so many artists. That's a really great and unique experience, I think, that we're all able to partake in.
It is a place for them to try out their work, to have their work looked at in new ways, and to launch their professional careers. We see this space as sparking their entrepreneurial spirits.
It's given me a chance to get the objects out of my studio and start placing them in a way that the public can relate to, and how I can get a stronger, stabler message out there.
The town was very supportive of us coming into the city and sharing a little bit of OSU. And we have gotten so incredibly connected with our city through this process that I think that it's just a win-win for everyone. When some of the developers who I've worked with call me, I answer the phone, Karen Bell, downtown developer. We have ideas now, kind of creative, goofy folks up here at the university, about how else we might be able to help our town and at the same time help our students and our alums make their way into the professional arts world.
I think the wonderful thing about art is that anything goes. And so really it becomes up to the viewer to figure out whether or not it affects them and whether or not it is or isn't art.